Hello.
Hi, welcome to our fourth episode of Hygge Gossiping. And today we will talk about a big topic. So it's why we think that it will be in two episodes. And here is the first part.
So
So,
we are going to talk about the cultural shock, which is a event or a phenomenon that occurs when people go abroad their um, homecoming country or their local place where they used to be living and go to a different place with different culture, different social structure or rules well, and many things can differ, and the person can experience some things while going through the adapting process, and that is basically the cultural shock that we're going to talk about.
yes, and I'll maybe say for starting that the cultural shock is based the most of the time of being homesick, and it's we will see, but we will put on our Instagram a graphism or represent it, because the most of the time when we have camp, so that you know about it now, we have this graphism all the time, and it's could be really different, depends of the people, and even like sometimes people don't even have cultural shock, but for example, the most of the time it's that hop, because you have expectation, and everything that you saw about the country or the place that you arrived are definitely what you think about it. And after you start to be quiet down, because but you miss your friends and maybe you saw them doing things without you, and but I don't know the language and it's so hard to learn, and it goes a bit down, and after it goes a bit up again, because of several reasons. This is really personal, and it could be like roller coasters,
Mhm.
but it could also be more stable at one moment. And I know that for me right now, I am on the stable part. Like I be really down before Christmas because everything was missing, but actually is when I get back home that it was really hard for me, because I discovered that I changed, but everything I left don't. And it was weird because everyone have his life, and I know that nobody was waiting for me, but it was more like, wow, it's different, and I really feel it, and I was really really sad about it. So I was so happy to come back in Denmark, because I built so much things here for me, made for me, not for my friends or anything else like my family. That was so nice because I came back from my little cocoon. So it was like this for me. Maybe you want to talk about your cultural shock?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the worst part is yet to come when we are going back home. So I don't think, I mean, for me, I came here with, I mean, some expectations, but not like the place and all the people succeed my expectations. So I was like in a very good mood. And then when it was Christmas, I was also, I don't know, like I would say that I have a spirit, but I also have, it's hard to, I think that for me, I have to think about it once I'm home and I have the time to think about what I experienced going here. Because while right now I cannot like say, oh my god, I get. I mean, of course I'm homesick, and actually where I live we have the word that is called morriña, and I have that. But it's not like my all my thoughts during the day are about that. Like I think it when I'm riding with my family, or when something from my life in Spain is present to me, but not all the time. Like I have a lot of things here to do that can occupy my head, but I don't know. I feel like when I go back to Spain, I will reflect about the like I don't know, think and meditate about what has happened, and I will come to a more clear conclusion that now I'm just like enjoying the
Yeah.
time.
But I think it's also it allow also like you, the listeners or viewers, to see that it's really depends of the person. There is like a classical graphism, but of course it really depends of your experience. And sometimes, for example, when you arrived, you have that high expectation of the country, of the place, that when you arrived it's totally different. And so you start really low low, and you can go up and you can stay low, and the most of the time when you stay low you just left. But yeah,
Yeah.
it really depends. And there is also the thing that you actually talk about is like the like a, like the second cultural shock when you get back home, because I think also there is a part of you build yourself here with any things before who allow you to have, oh yes, I know that, so I will do like this. No, almost everything is new. You have to do things by your own and everything is to build. So when you get back home you have the impression to get back in a place maybe you used to be good in it, but right now you're not fit in. So we will see.
Yeah.
Maybe a next episode in Zoom
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
for
But
us talking about that. But
yeah.
yeah, it could be really funny actually. But
Yeah.
we will see. We are
But
not
that would be
hearing it
really
yet.
shocking. Yeah. I mean, we've talked with some people that have been volunteering abroad, and I think that the key word for adapting when you're going back home, like, and nothing has changed, but you have changed and you're a new person. So the key word is just to rebuild a new routine,
Yeah.
like readapt yourself to that place. And it can be hard because it's frustrating. Like, it was a environment that you were really used to being in, and now you have to readapt, and it takes effort, but it's part of life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Literally. You're totally right. And maybe we can give some elements of what could cause a cultural shock,
Yeah.
because actually it's why also we have to do two episodes, because there is different thing who can make you have a cultural shock. And I think maybe here's the more efficient for Denmark is the people,
Yeah.
because especially for you, because maybe you may know, but in Spain you're really known to be open
Yeah.
and to share everything, and it's like a really like summer. You're Mediterraneans. That here in Denmark, it's part of the Nordic countries, so they are known for being more introvert. And actually, at the beginning, I was like, it's true, but in a certain way, sometimes it's totally false.
No. I mean, I feel like people have to always think about the stereotypes, because of course there's the stereotype about the Scandinavian countries being like more introvert and close, as to meeting new people and to talking and being social in general, and the south countries of Europe turn to be more like, there's the stereotype that say that we're more open. And I feel like it can be true, because like when you're walking and through the cities, you can feel like the vibe and the mood of the city and how people treat each other. And you, of course, you see a different way when you go into a Danish city than if you go into the south of Spain, that is really open and everyone is friends with everyone. But once you're here and you're meeting people individually, you came to realize that actually, like, each person is a word, and we are all different. So maybe one Danish person can be really extrovert and open and like to have a lot of friends, but also one person in the south of Spain can be really introvert and doesn't like to be like. There are so many, like,
Yeah,
is
but after this is more like stereotype, and like of course there is always exception to the big stereotypes, I think. But I was kind of surprised of the how they welcoming they are.
mm,
This was the point for me,
yeah,
at least. Like when I arrived, I feel really more safe, at least in the school, because all our colleagues were so smiling, so happy to know more about me, because they used to have volunteers. You will know that because we're gonna do an episode about the school, but they used to that, and it helps so much. And for me, it also like represents how Danish people in general, for me, are international. And I made a link with the second episode of the cultural shock, because I think that they have this traveling thing in their blood, in their state of mind, that when someone arrived from another country, they will do everything they can to make you feel comfortable. How many are our colleagues invite us to do something with us, even though not everything gonna happen, but at least they propose, and it's still that.
Yeah.
They are really like more open than I thought. And I think that this cliche of being introvert exists, because sometimes like fewer our colleagues like are like that also, more introvert, and needs time before really like chatting with you, laugh with you. But also there's the other part who is really like sunshine, uh, little sun all the time with a
Yeah.
smile and make jokes, and really funny.
Yeah.
That are from, if we talk about stereotype, are in the opposite way of the Danish stereotype to be really cold and introvert.
Yeah. And also, I think that the word to describe him is that they are very polite
Yeah.
in every situation of life. Like, they will try to help you, but and that's just also a very big important point. Like, the sometimes they think like they have this social rule about helping people that can be rude, maybe. And maybe in another country we don't see it as that, but for example, if you're a woman, the typical gesture of opening the door for you, they normally don't do that because they think that it's disrespectful
Yeah.
for the woman, because it's like if they do that, they will prove that they are assuming that a woman cannot open the door for herself. And that is also I don't know, something to keep in mind if you're
Yeah.
traveling here. Yeah.
They feel like they are more equal by this gesture. That is true, but I think that they do too much about that. Like, they are really like, no, but we think that. But if they see someone with help, they will not get to help, because they may think that maybe they will like disturb the person, and she totally knows what she's doing. But if you ask help, and it is a different, almost all the time they will help you with a big smile, and
Yeah.
trying to, even though they're not speaking English so well, they will try a solution to make you understand the point. And I think that it's a point really important, and you're right,
Yeah.
because it's really defined Danish people in a way.
Yeah. So keep in mind, if you're coming here to, if you see that people, maybe you can be like, oh, they are rude, they are not helping me. Just ask for it and they will. But they are not used to doing it without you asking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And maybe we can. Do we have more to talk about with the people?
We can make a connection with the next podcast,
Yeah.
with the fact that the system in general is different, and we will talk about that, about the education, and it will be the starting point of the next episode, because we see that the system is really different, and the link is still the north country of Europe
Yeah, and the south.
and the south. And even though like you will see, but a lot of country like Germany act like this kind in a way, it's in a between. I think Germany is in a between, but you will see that what the boss, the representation of the boss, the director is in Denmark and Nordic country, is way different than what we have in the south of Europe, I will say.
And if you want to find out what are we going to talk about, check our next episode.
Yes.
So, bis.